This here's from Newsweek. Queen Elizabeth upset after Prince Harry was rude for 10 minutes. Published on July 1st, 2025. Pretty new. Let's see what we got. Queen Elizabeth II felt really upset by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over plans for their royal wedding, according to the late monarch's cousin. Lady Elizabeth Anson wrote that the late Queen was not at all content and noted an incident in which Harry was rude to her for 10 minutes. Sounds pretty bad to me, man. I can't ever recall being rude to my grandmother. Hardly ever. Let alone 10 minutes. The account emerged on Royal Extra, the Substack blog of biographer Sally Bedell Smith. Anson died at age 79 in November 2020, 8 months after Harry and Meghan moved to America and around 4 months before their bombshell Oprah Winfrey interview in March 2021. The Queen died in September 2022, meaning neither woman's alive to verify or lend additional context to the account. No doubt, Harry and Meghan might have a different recollection of the relationship with the prince's grandmother. I'm sure they do. And I'm sure it's different, and I'm sure it's all peaches and cream, and they did nothing wrong. Why it matters. Actually, that's a great thing to put in an article. You don't see that a lot. A lot of times you see fluff and clickbait and they say what they want to say, but they don't explain why they're saying it. The Sussexes' relationship with the Queen has long been a battleground between them and their detractors, with the couple making much in interviews of how close they were. Harry said in a 2022 conversation with Hoda Knott, if I'm saying that one right, "We have a really special relationship. We talk about things that she couldn't talk about with anybody else." I mean, isn't that kind of the case with most family members? Father-daughter, grandmother-grandson, mother-daughter. That's kind of how it goes with families, but okay. However, in January 2020, the couple were accused of blindsiding the monarch by unilaterally announcing their plans to leave the royal family before thrashing out a deal. The Queen never publicly confirmed or denied any account of her true feelings about the Sussexes, either from them or any other source. That's kind of unfortunate. Needless to say, Anson's account adds to a growing body of conflicting takes on the nature of the Queen's feelings about the royal rebels. I mean, logic tells me that she probably wasn't too happy. I mean, people aren't robots, but you could still derive some things from probability. Probability says if Meghan wasn't doing these royal traditions, she wasn't following the rules, it's very unlikely Queen Elizabeth liked her. Did she hate her? What was the level of dislike? No way to know. She probably didn't quite tell anyone, because she was probably a very modest person, probably very, reserved in what she said for the public. But I think logically, you'd have to assume she wasn't crazy about Meghan. Anson gave a series of interviews to Bedell Smith over the years before her death in 2020. Bedell Smith has now published additional details on her Substack blog, Royal Extra, detailing an apparent argument between Harry and the Queen in 2018. I guess that's what we're here for. The prince had asked the Archbishop of Canterbury, then Justin Welby, to perform their wedding ceremony at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. However, he had not asked permission from the Dean of Windsor, who was responsible for the chapel. Anson told Smith, "Harry seems to think the Queen can do whatever she wants, but she can't. On the religious side, it is the Dean of Windsor's justification." This, she suggests, caused significant conflict in the relationship between monarch and grandson. Harry has blown his relationship with his grandmother, Anson said. She said she was really upset. "I was shocked when the Queen told me this, how she was so saddened. I had no idea about the conversation, that he was rude to her for 10 minutes. They had tea with her the day before yesterday. She was trying to find out about the wedding dress and Meghan wouldn't tell her." All right, I don't know so much about bride relationships with mother-in-laws and things like that. Maybe it's supposed to be a surprise. But if it's not, why not share that info? Sorry, I just don't know enough about it to really comment. But my gut feeling tells me it's something, once again, Meghan was doing out of line. The Queen and Harry patched things up by April, one morning before the wedding, according to Anson, but she felt very left out, so he wrote her a letter about what was happening. Anson, a party planner who organized the Queen's 80th birthday bash, tried to give Meghan ideas for her wedding, but Harry wrote to me and said, they were going another way. He said, "I'm close to my grandmother, and she is content with this," she told Bedell Smith. "When I spoke to the Queen, she said she is not at all content." I tend to believe that. Obviously, Harry and Meghan would say she is, and she would say she isn't, which I would bet was the truth. Anson's characterization was not all bad. In fact, she was quite positive about Harry prior to his relationship with Meghan. Well, yeah, that's the whole trick. Prior to Meghan, she suggested the Queen felt Harry was the star when the time came to delegate duties. And at the point Harry and Meghan got engaged in November 2017, Anson told Bedell Smith Meghan was poised, very natural, intelligent, and thoughtful, adding that you can feel a very loving connection. Yeah, maybe at that time, before everything just went haywire and relationships got ruined, I'm sure it was better. But that's my silly opinion. You let me know what you think. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.